baby hot. Don't speak to any moment. Product of her environment. Shout out the global woman. Can't box her in with any trend. No, she's a global woman. Call fire, Marshall Bill. Like, let me tell you something. Flawless, beautiful. Follow codes down to her toes. Cuticles, picking rolls with the flow. Slam dunking all the goals. Silvers for the novice and golds for the pros.
What's going on, everybody out there in TV land? On YouTube, hope you was there, and TikTok Live. We come to you tonight to interrupt your regular scheduled program. Hey, y'all, we got a banger tonight. The mic is hot. The phone lines are ready, but I gotta go get the phone line. I'm sorry, y'all. But we about to get into this thing. But before we start, hey, TikTok, I need you to do me a huge favor. I need you right now. We're going to get Kyra again. Shoot on to TikTok, and we're going to put the link into TikTok. And I want you to come on over to YouTube and watch this live on YouTube. Hey, YouTube, don't forget to click that like button. It's the thumbs up. Then slide your finger on over and press the subscribe. And don't forget to click the all so you get all of the notifications when we're going live or dropping new content. Lastly, share. You might ask, share this video to where? Well, most of us have Facebook, so that's where you can share it to, or anywhere you desire. Yes, please share this link. It's a share button. Share with your family, your friends, co-workers. Share with everybody. But also, we're doing something new. Every time we hit the 200 milestone mark with subscribers, we will go into the chat and find one or two people and send them a gift. But you must be a subscriber to participate. Hey, Kyra, what's our numbers looking like?
Today we are at 225.
Yeah, so we hit that first milestone, guys. We at 225. So what we're gonna do is next week's show. So you got to tune in next week's show. Our producers gonna go into the chat and they're gonna find that person or people, and we're gonna send you out a gift. We're gonna get your information next week's show. So we hit the 200. Now we gotta get to the 400, y'all. So we hit 200. Now the next thing is to get to 400. Good job, everybody. Hey, check out this short video of my Stop Playing Apparel company. Stop Playing was created to motivate, inspire, uplift, and inform individuals about viewing life through an alternate lens. No two individuals travel the same road or embark on the same journey. Yet obstacles are faced by all. Despite the challenge, if you believe it, you can achieve it. By purchasing a shirt, you can be part of motivating and inspiring someone to achieve greatness. Come join the movement at stopplaying.net. Yes, come join the movement at stopplaying.net. And remember, it's more than fashion. It's a statement. And with that being said, welcome to Nutz and Boltz of Life. I'm your host, Edmund Chapman, and I'm the CEO of Stop Playing Apparel, and I reside in South Carolina.
And I'm Obi. Don't have a clothing line, but I will tell you that Stop Playing Apparel is dope.
Come on now, preacher.
Hey, I just ordered one for somebody for Valentine's Day. Don't know who it is yet, but somebody's gonna get it. Yeah, it's dope. And I'm actually only saying it because I saw somebody in our church wearing it, the camo set, and I loved it. I'm sorry. I went off track.
I like the camo hat. My name is Kyra from California. I like the camo hat.
And I'm Evelyn from California as well.
Welcome, everybody. Welcome to tonight's show. So before we get started, y'all know how we always do. We're going to do Ed's story time. And I promise Kyra won't be that long.
Thank you.
I heard your comments earlier. Kyra be shots fired, boy, baby. No. Okay, so Ed's story time is real simple, right? So I was in the store one day and this lady said, in 2025, don't kill my vibe. I said, ooh, I got to steal that. And so I just want to share that with you guys. In 2025, do not let anyone kill your vibe. Your vibe is your vibe. A lot of time we let people take our peace, and we be like, "Oh my God, I had attitude," and all this stuff we do. I'm not gonna go through it all, but we relinquish our mood, our attitude, our peace to people. Now this year, we're taking our peace back. Do not give people your peace. It's your fault. Stop blaming them. We're not blaming nobody else ever again. It's our fault if we give people our peace. So guard your heart, guard your peace, and in 2025, don't kill my motherfucking vibe.
That's what's up.
Obi, what's tonight's show?
I like that.
Whew.
I can't hard, Kyra. I can't read hard, quick.
Obi, are you doing the?
No, I'm here. Y'all don't.
Oh, Obi, what's tonight's show?
Do you feel the clock is ticking on you getting married? I know some people when they hit a certain age because of their elders or maybe because of their mom or even the dads say, I need to be married by 21, 25, 28. And then, life happens, divorce happens, a lot of things happen. So it just all kind of depends on where you are at in life. And we're going to talk about it tonight.
All right, so tonight we talking about is the clock ticking. That's a good one. It's a good topic tonight. So we're gonna dive into this thing and chat. Make sure y'all in the chat lighting it up. Make sure y'all hitting that like button for me. Make sure y'all subscribe and all that good stuff. But we're gonna kick it off with the first one. I'm kick off the first one. If y'all got a question, Ob and Kyra, just let me know. Y'all jump in anytime y'all please.
Hey Ed.
Don't forget to plug the call-in line.
Yes. We should as a little gift for Evelyn being on the show tonight, we should let her answer the first question. Put on a hot seat immediately. Okay. Oh, you ready? Okay, that's what's up. She said okay.
We stay ready in Cali. We stay ready in Cali.
I didn't know he gonna say
ready, so you don't gotta get ready.
Don't blame me for being on the hot seat. Obi on one tonight. Obi been on something different lately, y'all. So Evelyn.
Listen here, Obi. Let's just go ahead and get this out and open.
That's what's up, Evelyn.
I'm a Cowboys fan as well. So
you know what?
I knew it was something about you I loved. I love it. See? I love it. Absolutely. Picture face, Ed. Picture face.
Yeah, please.
Y'all ready? Can we start the show? Because we ain't talking about the Cowboys. We're gonna start the show. We ain't talking about the damn Cowboys. No, I'm kidding. I'm glad y'all are in a good mood. Let's have fun tonight, y'all. We're gonna have fun. So the first question is, I guess, to Evelyn, since Obi put you out there. Okay.
Whatever, let's go.
Why is marriage important to you? Is it about love, companionship, building a family, or so if there ever it was is marriage not really concerning you?
I would say for me, marriage is important to me for the purpose of love. I already have older kids, so it's not about building a family. I just became a grandma, so yeah, that's not my worries, but that lifelong companionship, well, whatever life is still left. But I am a little bit older, but yeah, it's about love and companionship.
Yeah, and I'll go ahead and answer that question too. For me, being divorced, marriage is just about so much. It's about family, it's about unity, it's about admiration for somebody, being married to your best friend, having somebody to hang out with, respect, adoration. I can go on and on, but I myself want to get married again, and I know it's going to happen with the hand of the man above.
Kyra, you want to chime in?
For me, marriage is important because it's a unity between two people and the love and commitment. I think that today's marriage possibly has a different definition and a different meaning for people out there. It seems like very temporary from some relationships. But it is important to me because of all that's involved in the upkeeping of love, like the patience, the forgiveness, the respect, the putting someone else before you, so many different concepts that create that equation of love and marriage.
Okay, real quick. Hey TikTok, I see y'all on there saying something on TikTok, but TikTok, we will not be answering your questions on TikTok. So you have to be on YouTube for us to answer your questions. Just want to put that out in the atmosphere. I'm glad you guys are watching on TikTok live, but we'd like you to, if you want to ask questions, come onto YouTube. So my thought process about this, why is marriage important to you? Because marriage is a covenant before God, and that's what God pr- pretty much put man and women on this earth
Hmm.
to be married. We do all this other stuff, and this shacking up and this premarital sex and all this other stuff we do. But marriage was a covenant before God, and I was previously married before, and I got it wrong. But through getting it wrong, I learned a lot of OBO's feedback is killing me. Before,
It sounds like he's playing jacks.
right, I'm like,
Nah.
I'm sorry, y'all. I couldn't
Totally
focus on what I was saying.
Right.
Uh,
Totally distracted.
I thought I'm glad it wasn't on me, Kyra. I'm like, what does that make you hear?
Twosies. I'm on threesies.
Uh, marriage is a covenant before God, and I believe, like I said, I married before, but I believe I got it wrong. But getting it wrong, I know how to get it right, and I do want to get married again because I think it is important to have that companionship, to have that love, to have that life partner where you guys can grow together and build stuff together, because that's how it was originally intended if you believe in God and believe in the Bible and stuff like that. So I think it's very, very important. I don't think you should just be with somebody for years and say, "Well, we good." No, I think if you're really good, that you will marry that woman, you would marry that man, and y'all would go on life as it was intended to be.
Hey Ed, I'm gonna jump in the comment section real quick. Um, One commenter says marriage is important to me because it's about building a lifelong partnership. It's about growing together, supporting one another, and creating a foundation of love, trust, and commitment.
Hmm.
Another commenter said, in today's time, people do not value marriage like they used to. Uh, totally agree with you on that. Totally. Then another commenter says, I look forward to getting married again because I desire genuine companionship and it will feel good to have someone that will be excited about me. I agree with that also.
And you got to mirror. You got to remember about marriage. And I think my buddy told me this before. Every day you got to choose her. Every day you got to choose him. You can't just get complacent with the marriage. Every day you got to wake up with the mindset of I choose Kyra, and me and Kyra's married, and Kyra gonna say I choose Ed. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes we just get stagnant and we good. No, no, no. Be intentional with every day. Still choosing that partner. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And before you jump into the next question, another comment that says learning to trust and understand how you, okay, learning to trust and be understood of how I are, how you want to me to love you and how you love me through the good, bad, and ugly, to be able to communicate with each other, the faith, respect, and honesty. I'm sorry about that, people out there. The first part was kind of jumbled, but pretty much, loving somebody through the good, bad, and ugly, and being able to communicate with each other to include faith and respect and honesty.
I think that might be the number one reason why a lot of people are not married anymore is because communication is
Yep,
not key.
it's not, and
Um,
communication is everything.
it is, yes. And the honesty part, being transparent with people, just in out dating, you think someone's being honest with you, they'll say one thing and then that's not what they really mean. And
Hmm.
so it starts in the dating phase, and I think people kind of miss that part. They're like, oh, eventually they'll get better with it. If you don't start off in the beginning, it's not going to get better unless you guys are actively working toward it together.
Exactly. Yep.
That's good. Anybody else want to chime in? All right, we'll move to the next question. Move to the next one. That was good. That was good. That's a good way to kick it off. Again, Obi, if you got one, a question before I
No,
move to the next one.
no, no. Go ahead.
Okay. Next question is: are you truly ready for marriage? Do you feel like you're prepared? emotionally, spiritually, financially, mentally, like all the things that comes with being married, comes to being committed to a life partner. Do you truly believe you are married?
I'll go ahead and answer that one. For me, yes. Um, I got married young, like married my high school sweetheart, straight out of straight out of high school. Joined the military, didn't know anything about marriage. I just said, hey, I want to be married. That marriage didn't last, got a divorce. But throughout all of that, I got to see great marriages, had great marriages in my family. I got to see great marriages in some places around the world I lived in. I've seen some excellent marriages here in the local Charlotte metro community. Um, some of my best friends are married. I get to see what a good marriage looks like, what faith is, what determination is, what hard work is, dedication, communication, and all that.
I'll go
Kyra,
next.
go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Kyra.
No, go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay. Um, I think I am getting closer to it. Like a few years ago, I was said, yeah, I'm totally ready. But after doing some work on myself and just figuring out things about myself and how I want my relationships to go, I'm realizing that I'm not as ready as I thought I was. So, but I think I'm getting close.
So why do you feel like you might not be ready, totally ready?
I mean, financially, I'm not where I want to be. I mean, on paper, it looks good, but it's not where I want to be. There are some financial growth that I would like to do, some business that I would like to open. So I'm working on that. Also, emotionally, I definitely feel like I'm there. Mentally, probably, but again, I'm still learning a lot about myself. So I think that's important to know myself before I can jump into a relationship with someone and be married. I think it's important to have your own life, which I definitely have, but um, again, knowing who I am is what I need.
So
I
if
know what.
somebody popped
Go
up
ahead,
into
Obi.
your life, I'm sorry, if somebody popped up into your life tomorrow and then blossomed into something serious, would you consider marrying that person even though you're not ready?
Well, I would imagine that we're not going to get married the next day. So, I
Okay.
mean, as so,
Good one.
I'm just, it takes time to get to the point to where we're
Hmm.
saying, yes, I do. So whether that's 6 months from now or 6 years from now, which we're definitely not doing, but yes, I would, entertain someone. I'm not saying that I'm not on the market of dating to get married. I am, but at the same time, again, we're not getting married tomorrow. So sure, why not?
I'm
That's
sorry, Ed and
good.
Kyra.
Oh no, that's good. That's good. That's good. We putting Evan on the hot seat tonight. We ain't gonna do her like that though. We don't want to run her off. We don't want to run her off, but
I'm
we
not
is gonna
scared.
ask her some questions. Oh,
Like,
well,
we
come
want
on
her to
then,
come
Evan.
back.
Let's go then. Let's
I'm
go.
not. I'm not.
From California, and I hope y'all
Um,
are good in California. Once again, everybody, I hope everybody is good in California. Y'all continue praying for California. Continue prayers. Watching the news today. Let's continue. I don't want to be long winded about California, but continue to pray over people in California. Y'all good though, Kyra and Evelyn? Y'all good down there? Over
Yeah,
there?
we're in Northern California, so we're fine.
Okay.
mhm.
And
The
so I
fires
guess
are.
with me, I don't want to regurgitate the same thing I've been saying, but I've been through this road before, and so now I know what marriage look like. So I think I'm truly ready to embark in marriage again. Uh, I feel like I might not have been married the first time. It might sound good and look good, and I thought I was capable of it. Um, but I didn't even have any friends that was married. I had family members was married, but so I really didn't know. Besides my parents, really didn't see friends married, and like now I have a whole gang of friends that's married, so I actually could see what it looks like. A healthy marriage just look like. Of course, we don't know what happens behind closed doors,
Hmm.
but just things we can talk about as guys and the things I see. I think I'm truly ready for marriage because I feel like with me, I had to go through what I went through to be able to marry the next person. Because if I never would have went through that, then I probably would never have been prepared to be a real husband to a woman for real. I had to be humbled. I had to mature. Sometimes men scared of that word, act like I'm alpha, hear me roar, blah blah blah. But sometimes it takes some maturity on our part as males also. And I had to get my mind right and all that good stuff and make sure the financials is good and stuff like that. So I think I am equipped to marry someone. And whoever I marry, woo, you lucky,
Watch
you
out.
little girl, you lucky, you lucky. Who I marry, you lucky. I'm sorry, go ahead, Kyra.
Yeah, you're so lucky. For me, I would say that I am ready, and I think that I would say I'm more ready now than I have been ever before. Like acknowledging that I am a constant work in progress and I will continue to be a work in progress. So there's areas of me that once learned are going to take patience and understanding, um, and knowing my history and how I got to where I am and just things like that. And being able to grow with me and for me to have that vulnerability with someone, and also like at the stage of growth I'm in knowing and acknowledging that I'm not perfect and I do have different areas of opportunity, and also equally understanding that the other person in the relationship will have areas of opportunity that need to grow and develop as well, and being able to be patient and understanding and giving what is being requested, I think is important. Um, and just being able, I knew someone a long time ago and they wanted to like get a house and get this and have these different things before they got married to like be ready for marriage. But to me, marriage is like the I guess kind of like the collaborative struggle through different things and being able to get that house with each other and build that and, build onto that and go on trips and different things like that. So I would say at the end of the day, yes, I am truly ready for marriage. I just don't know if it's lined up in the cards for me or not.
It's coming, Kyra. It's coming. Hey, let me jump into the comments
Hey,
real
hold on
quick.
before you jump into the comments. Oh, I want to say something real quick. I want to ask Evelyn and Kyra this question. Oh, I guess you could. I want to ask the ladies this question. Oh, we don't have to really chime into this one.
Okay.
How important is y'all? I heard Evelyn say this earlier, but how important is y'all finances in getting married? I know sometimes us men, that's what I'm saying. As Obi, I know as men, we want to have our finances together, but how really truly important is having y'all finances like super, I guess, together, or are you worried that if something goes left, that you better bounce back on your own, or are you thinking that if I have good finances and he's straight, then we can build even bigger? Like, what is the thought process when you ladies are thinking? Because I know I'm pretty much sure I can speak over, I won't never speak for another man, but I pretty much know men think a certain way when we come to finances. But I want to know, how do a woman see? And I never really heard a woman say, "I want to make sure my finances is straight." That's like the first time I've really ever heard that. I don't know about you, Obi. Have you heard that, Obi, before? A woman say that? I've never heard a woman say that she want to make sure her finances is straight.
Only because nowadays everybody don't have perfect credit. Everybody don't have good credit. Some people have great credit, and somebody may have mediocre credit. So I've in passing and in conversations in the different groups that I'm in, I've heard that said a lot. But go ahead, Kyra. I'm sorry.
You want to go first, Evelyn?
No, go ahead.
Oh, okay. So for me, finances, it's semi-important, but I've been by myself for a long time and been able to do things by myself. I have an adult grown child, and so it's just me. but knowing that I'm able to take care of finances and to take care of business and to prioritize and have good credit and different things like that to set me up for steps that can come in marriage or for togetherness financially. And that could even be mentally, because in some relationships, a husband might be the stronger person when it comes to the financial area. And so being able to let go and say, well, I have my separate account, but I understand and relinquish the control so that in this joint account, I can depend on my husband to pay the bills and make sure everything is paid, and just being able to let go of that control that comes with being in a relationship, in a marriage. I'm not, don't get me confused. I'm not saying to be controlled by your husband. I'm saying to relinquish control in different areas that he is stronger and let him be the head, and whatever that looks like in the relationship. It could be that the woman is better at finances and that she pays things, but just being able to let go. I am at that place and establish that I have stuff so that we can start building together.
Yeah, I agree with what Kyra said. I'm not going to say it's semi not that important to me. I want to be able to have my equal contribution, whether he makes the same or more or less. I still want to be. I want us to be comfortable. I don't want us to live the struggle life. We're a little too old to live in the struggle life, but we don't have to. So that's definitely, I'm not saying he has to be a billionaire, definitely not even close. But I don't want to be the downfall of us either. So I want to come with my equal share. And I also would understand the relinquishing. If he's better with finances, by all means, please, because I've been doing it for so long by myself. I definitely would like somebody else to do it. So if you got it, please, here, I'll give you the money.
Yeah, before you read the chat, we have a call in. Caller, you are on the line live with Nutz and Boltz of Life. How are you doing tonight?
I'm doing well. Good evening. Good evening to your panel as well.
Good evening. What do you have for us tonight?
Good evening.
I'd like to bring up a point and a question. And my question is this: why do we not prepare for marriage, seeing that it's so important to everybody, like we prepare for everything else in life? We prepare for life by going to college. We go to the gym to keep our bodies healthy. We study to try to eat right and do the right things. Someone just spoke about credit. We work diligently to keep our credit in a good place. And my question is, why do we work so diligently at other portions in life when marriage appears to be important to everybody, but we put no time into training for that? And that's just a question I'd like, if you could pose it to your panel, and I'll hang up and listen in.
And I'll take a stab at that. I think it's a great question. To me, when the caller was saying these different things, it's all the items listed were something that one person has control of. So I personally have control of my eating. I have control of my weight loss journey, of my exercise, of my credit, because it's all my, with me. And with a marriage, it's two people. And when one person is giving 10%, you have to be ready to give 90%, and all the other formulas out there. But I think it's because I'll speak for myself personally, because it comes into this co-relationship with another person that you don't have control of. You don't have control of someone else's emotional intelligence, or if they're going to pour into you, or if they're going to treat you right or be trustworthy. It's all outside of your control. And so for me, sometimes that can bring fear. And for a long time, even right now, I don't know if I want to be married. I mean, yeah, it sounds good, but I'm really good right now being by myself. So I think that part of it is fear, and part of it is lack of control of entering into that marriage. And then also seeing so many failed marriages. While I do have some positive and long lasting marriages, the number of divorce in my circle, in my family, in my community far outweighs those of successful marriages.
I'd like to chime in. I think back in the day, if you think about like our grandparents' time frame, 1960s, 50s, they did prepare for marriage. The women were told to be housewives, bear children, all those things that came with being a wife. You know, you're going to cook and you're going to clean for your husband, your children. And I think feminism came into the play, and women no longer thought that marriage was the only answer for their lives. And I think there's nothing wrong with it at all by any means necessary. I think it's important that we still be our own person, but we can also still prepare for marriage. We can also still say, you know, even though I want to be the CEO of said company, I still want a spouse to be there with me, to grow with me, to, you know, help me through the good and the bad times. I want a family. And I think that that's kind of gone out the window with, if you think about what society is doing now with social media and what's on TV, it's marriage is not portrayed as anything of importance.
Yeah. Evelyn, you took words out of my mouth. So everything that I was going to say, pretty much you said. Let me jump in the comments really quick. Someone said marriage is work. You have to openly communicate honestly with each other. Listening is so important. Another person says, I'm praying my boundaries and newfound values will not put me in a position to miss the right person that's worth marriage. I'll say that again. She said, she's praying that her boundaries and her newfound values won't put her in a position to miss the right person that's worth marriage. Another commenter said, I think it's important to be on the same page with finances. Another commenter said, I am probably no longer ready for marriage. I'm content with being me. I'm not really willing to put in the work, nor do I want to make a lot of compromises. At least he or she know what they want and know what they don't want. Another comment that says, I think the point is to go out of our own comfort zone so that we can grow together. And the last comment I'm gonna read for now, it says, I think preparing for marriage is so important because it's not just about the wedding day, but about building a strong foundation for a lifelong partnership. And that's true for everybody, for every age. Because I think a lot of people do put a lot of importance on being married and the wedding instead of what it takes, like forever, to having to hold and sickness and health and all of that. You know, we just want to have a good wedding and a banger reception and have everybody come party, and you're gonna spend thousands of dollars, and then 2 weeks later you're getting a divorce. So that was a good point.
Or you're living in an apartment that you guys are struggling to pay the rent for.
I think I want to go back to what Kyra said. I want to back her point up. I think when he said, why don't we prepare for marriage? Like Kyra said, I think when I'm thinking about the gym, I'm like, I have to work hard to get my body right. I have to work hard to get my finances right. I have to work hard to whatever, to create this business. I have to work hard for this podcast to succeed. But when we think about marriage, like, it's just a piece of paper. You know, I've been dating all my life, whatever. It's not, it's easy. And so we don't prepare for it because we think it's this easy work. We don't realize that it's the same amount of work as going to the gym. being in the marriage is same amount of work as going to the gym and preparing your body to what you want to look like. Being married is just like trying to build a really good business if you really want to be intentional about it. And I think we don't prepare for it because we just look at it as just another day in a life. I like her, she like me, we together, cool, we've been happy. All right, cool, great. Oh, you want to get married? All right, cool, let's do it. She wants, man, Obi, she want to buy her ring. I'm going to get her ring, Obi, whatever. And then, but we don't really think about needs to go to counseling. Counseling is very, very big. Premarital counseling, and then revisit every couple of, I'm saying? You don't have to worry about, you don't have to wait until something goes wrong. You can just revisit it just periodically, I'm saying? Just do a tune-up, I guess you want to say, if that's a great word to use. Do a little tune-up. But we don't prepare for it, as the caller was saying, because I think we don't put in our mind frame that it's work until you be married and you see, oh my God, Obi, this is hard. Why didn't you tell me, brother? You know what I'm saying?
Yep, exactly.
It is not in our forefront of thought process. And I think that's why we don't prepare for marriage, in my opinion.
Yeah.
It's not highly valued to some people also. Because there's so many people with social media, and I know that everybody isn't like these different media people out there, but I just think that marriage isn't prioritized as much as it was back in the day when people were living. Of course, the Bible was prominent and people believed it and stuff like that. But nowadays there's churches that it's like, it's okay to be this and okay to do this and okay to live that way. God loves you. And just we're at the end of the day, I feel like we've often gotten away from God's word and what his commandment, like Ed said originally. And it's okay to shack up or different things like that. Like I have a friend's mom and she was like in her 50s or 60s that was like living with somebody. And would that have been something that was taught or accepted back in the day? Absolutely not. But like now it's people's moms are setting examples and stuff like that are different from what we grew up seeing.
If you think about what we're seeing on TV, what the young people are seeing, I mean, all the housewife shows, like if you just look at those marriages are everybody's sleeping with somebody, it's getting really disgusting out there. I don't watch any of them, but you hear about it. But anyways, I think that those are playing a major factor in what the youth are doing. They're like, oh, well, if I get married, all he's going to do is cheat on me with, such and such. And so no one has value of marriage anymore. When we grew up, we watched the Cosby, we watched, Full House, and we saw happy Black married couples. You don't see those on TV very often anymore. And if you do, again, like I said, you're seeing the housewife shows and they're not happy, or half of them aren't even married on the show. So I'm not quite sure how they made it on there to begin with, but I'll step off that soapbox.
True. All Black men don't cheat. So I'm just saying.
Are you winking your eye though?
Nah.
I think he has a twitch.
Yeah, that's a twitch. This is a twitch. Let me jump in the comments real quick. I believe it's one comment I said. I believe you have to remember that God takes two imperfect people through Him, and they grow together. I want someone that will be accepting of me and my flaws, because we all come with something. Amen. Preach. Again, she said, I believe you have to remember that God takes two imperfect people through Him, and they grow together. And I think, and just to elaborate on this a little bit, I think everybody's looking for the perfect mate. They're looking for the perfect person. And there's really nobody perfect out there. It's somebody perfect for you, but the perfect person, I don't think that person exists.
I think perfect is whatever you're willing to put up with.
What's good
what you're able to. You're right. Yes. And I don't mean put up with it in that way.
Let me drop a little nugget. Then we're gonna move on to the next question. We want to get stuck on this question. So I'm gonna pose the next question. I want to drop a nugget real fast for the ladies. This is gonna be the next question. Ladies. Stop letting these men call you wifey if you're not their wife. Because when we start calling you wifey and you're not getting married and we're not marrying you, that's a problem. It sounds good. Yeah, that's my wifey. But if no, I'm not your wifey. Put a ring on it. Like who's Beyonce song? That Beyonce? Put a ring on it. But I think
Yes.
when men be saying this is my wife, this is my wifey, and y'all not married for real, then then he already like, oh yeah, this is my wife is good. So he's not even thinking about marrying you for real. Because he already planted in your mind, you're my wifey, we good. Why we need a paper? That paper ain't nothing. And then we have these problems, and then we're on the podcast talking about it. So stop letting these dudes call you wifey if he ain't trying to wife you up for real. Just
And to the dudes, stop calling women wifey if you ain't trying to wife her up.
come on now, Kyrie. Let's spit that spit. Let's go. So also call-in line is open. The call-in line is open. It's 704-891-9560. The call-in line is open. Call line is open. 704-891-9560. Thank you, caller, for calling. That was a good question. So the next one we're going to pose is, what does running out of time mean to you? Like, what does that mean to you? You said your clock is ticking. What does running out of time mean to you? And for me, I don't think. I'll go ahead, Evelyn. No, go ahead. Let the guests go first. Go ahead. You
Go
on
ahead,
fire? Hey, let me
Evelyn.
sit back and listen. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say that, like I said, a couple of years ago, I thought my time was running out. Like I wanted to be married before I was 40, and I was just like trying desperately to find someone, and that was completely a disaster. Even thought about going backwards in time, and I said, that is a bad idea as well. But looking like, what does it look like? It means like, you got to hurry up, girl, because you're getting old, and the older you get, the harder it gets to find somebody that's of good quality, And so that's what running out of time meant to me. It was one of those do or die situations, and I felt like I was dying, but I got over that real quick.
And I'll take that one. So, back in the day, I feel like it was connected with your biological clock ticking, and you need to get married young so that you all can be together and have kids, buy the white picket house and have the dog and do all this stuff. And so that particular meaning, or that saying, has little value to me anymore, because I think it's going to happen if and when it happens. And sometimes people have gotten caught up in trying to make something happen and trying to fit a circle into a square peg and trying to have something done by a certain time, and not paying attention that the person that they're marrying isn't even the right person or doesn't treat them right. But I did it before I was 40 or before I was 35 and we have a house. You don't have a healthy relationship. Your marriage is built on chaos and lack of communication and no effective listening or anything like that. So, yeah, you can check the box, but the house built on the sand is going to fall. And so I would rather be in my 50s, or I know somebody, my best friend's uncle got married at like 80 something. I don't really want
That's
that
really
to
not.
be me.
Let's call it quits at that point.
Let them old
But
dogs
like,
get married.
there's
You know, brother.
no certain time frame that I am looking at. Like, I need to be married by the time I'm 50 because this, and that. It's like I have other things and other accomplishments. And if it happens with the right person, and God puts a plan together, then so be it. But there's no rush for me.
Oh,
Men?
For me, I try not to worry about time because time isn't in our hands. It's not like we can say I'm gonna be married in 5 years. I may not be here in the next 5 days. So if it happens for me, I'm gonna be happy. If it doesn't, that's a God's plan.
hey, plain and simple like that. And for me, if I don't get married in the next 2 to 3 years, I'm gonna be a player for life. Obi, you dig?
That was Ed. That was all Ed.
And
No,
Ed, you have been out of marriage for 2 years?
yes, ma'am.
Do you
I
have like
kid,
a
y'all, I
cutoff?
kid.
Like in 5 years, it's just going to be solo dolo? And same thing to you, Obi. I don't recall how long you haven't been married for, but is there a time range? Like after 10 years, I'm throwing in the towel. What is that looking like or sounding like for you all?
Honestly, with me, I don't want. I'm 44, so I don't want to be like in my 50s still trying to get married. Not saying that you cannot. Hear me
Mm,
clearly. I'm not saying that you cannot be in your 50s. I just feel like I want to be a husband to someone. I want to get married again. So if I'm telling God this and I'm working, I'm putting the tools together. I'm talking to people. I'm talking to wise counsel. I'm doing everything I need to do to prepare myself. I'm saying, hey God, you know what I'm saying? Your boy got it wrong. I get it. But I'm yearning for the companionship of a wife. And we looking at, oh man, I'm 49 now. Wait a minute. Now still okay. Well, maybe like Obi said, maybe it's not meant to be, and it's cool. That's not in God's plan. It's cool. You know, I'm saying, hey God, when I'm good now. I'm good on that God. But God might tell me at 53, like, no, you ain't good. Here you go. But I don't feel the need when I get my 50s to like, like, all right, I'm cool out here.
okay. What about you, Obi?
For me, I want to make sure the situation is right. The My mate is perfect for me. Because I don't want to do the same thing I did before. I don't want to get married just to be getting married, just because it's a cool thing to do, just because most of my friends are married. I want to get married for the right reasons. And I want to make sure that God got his hands all over it, like all over it. I ain't perfect. I'm not saying it in a bad way. I'm just saying I ain't perfect. But I want to make sure God got his hands all over me, all over her, all over us, and the entire situation. Period.
What about y'all
It makes
ladies?
me
Come
feel
on.
good.
Y'all come at us.
It makes me feel good to know that even though you guys are like divorced, that you guys are still actively like you want to get married again. I've run into a couple of guys who are like, "Nah, I don't ever want to do that again." One guy I was talking to, he was like, "Yeah, I only want to do it if it was like a life or death situation." I was like, "Well, what's that?"
What?
She owes me or I owe her. And I'm like, what does that mean? I'm like, if I give you a kidney, like that's the only reason why you would marry me? He's like, yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm like, whoa, like I don't want somebody to marry me because I gave him my kidney or some blood. Like,
So
Right.
Evan, I
so
feel that when men say that, and this could be me, Obi, you can back me up or not. I feel when men say that, they might not want to get married in the first place. The first marriage they probably didn't want. So they damn sure don't want the second marriage. They didn't really want the. That's just guys, don't kill me. I'm
I
just
can see
feeling that's
that.
just
And
my opinion. They might not want it the first marriage. Like you just said, it's like, oh, I've been with sister girl 12 years. Okay, I'm gonna marry her. So I
yeah,
ain't doing
that's
it
what it kind of
again now.
sounded like. That was the reason for in his situation. That was kind of the reason that he was like, nah. He was young when he got married, and um,
Mm-hmm.
she already had kids, and she was older, so he was just
Mm.
like, I guess. So I can understand it, but at the same time, it's just I don't know. I've heard a lot of people who get black men who have gotten a divorce recently. They're just like, nah, I don't want to do that again. And I'm just like, oh, that's really sad to know that it's over for some people. You know.
Yeah.
One
And at
commenter
first
just
it
said,
seems,
"Go
oh,
ahead."
I was going to say, at first it seems laughable. But when I thought about the question, I have, there's someone that I know and they relate to that exact situation. They were married for 20 something years. They are in their 70s.
Mm.
They've been dating this person probably for like close to 8 or 10 years. They live together. So this is another example of like an older person shacking up. Um, and I said, "So are you going to get married?" And the answer was, "I probably will so that if I die, she'll be able to have the benefits." That was the
At least you're
answer.
thinking of me.
The reality is that, like, we're living together, we're doing whatever together, going to church together, traveling together, all this stuff. But at 70, he doesn't want to put a ring on it, but he will eventually put a ring on it so that at his demise, she will be taken care of to an extent.
I don't know if I'm mad at that though.
I mean, I was gonna say it doesn't sound like a bad situation, I guess.
It's a
She
At
winning
situation.
least
this
he's thoughtful
situation.
enough to be like, well, when I go, somebody got to take care of you. So here you go. Have some help for sure.
And before you read the comments, okay, whoever read the comments, I'm gonna put the next question, which actually segue. This can segue into that next question, which I'm gonna pose right now. Do you believe that love can come at any age, which could lead to marriage? So go ahead, Obi. What's in the chat before we embark in this question?
Okay. Real quick. Um, Someone said most men her age want to marry women, and others will devalue a woman by the number of children or relationships. So at my age, it's not many options. One commenter says, I'm taking time to strengthen my faith and focus on the qualities that make a good spouse, like patience, kindness, and selflessness. Another commenter said, and I think when she was talking about, or she's talking about what you were talking about, Evelyn, she said that that's fear and trauma talking. And one comment said most men don't want to remarry because they usually have been financially drained. Yeah, not gonna happen to me, and emotionally disconnected. And I think part of that being emotionally disconnected is fear and trauma. Because a lot of times I think women say that men mentally and physically abuse them, but a lot of women mentally and physically abuse men too. Um, and then someone stated, as I stated earlier, after life lessons, my boundaries are different, and most men may want to deal with it. Like what I require is too much at my age, or like I'm not deserving. Um, and I think what she's saying at her age, it's a lot of BS that she don't have to put up with. And when she see those red flags, she can just walk away from it because she's at a certain age, she's at a certain maturity level. She don't have to deal with the BS and the foolishness and the shenanigans. And I agree with you because I'm not putting up with no BS either.
Is there a certain amount of red flags though that you walk away from? Is it the first red flag, or
I'm
is
not gonna
it?
walk away from the first one unless it's some abuse or you
I'm just
call.
asking in general.
Yeah. It depends on what the red flag is, but I'm not just gonna
Definitely.
walk away. I'm gonna communicate. I'm a huge communicator. I'll talk your ass to death. I'm gonna ask questions. I want to know. But some men aren't like that. Some men are just like Ed is doing. Some men may run. I'm gonna ask questions. Why are you doing that? What's up? Have you been to counseling? Have you been to therapy? I'm gonna give you a chance. I'm gonna give you a chance to hang yourself.
Listen,
So
Obi,
it
after
doesn't
what I've
matter
been
what
through,
doesn't matter at all, Ed, what the flag is. You're just like,
listen,
nope,
after what I've
one
been
red
through,
flag, you gotta go.
I'm out of there. I'm not playing games with y'all asses. I'm out. I'm gone. Listen, because I'm gonna lay everything. I'm gonna lay everything on the line before we even embark in this relationship
True.
journey. I'm gonna lay it all out. I'm not gonna tell you all my deep story happening in my marriage and all that stuff. But I'm gonna lay a lot of stuff out. I'm gonna give you the cheat code. Oh, that's what it was. I'm gonna give you
That's
the
what it
cheat code.
was. Yeah.
I'm gonna give you the cheat code. So I'm gonna give you the. And we gonna talk with.
Mhm.
Kyrie, we'll talk about that later
Yeah.
off camera. I'm gonna give you the cheat
Yeah.
code. So if I gave you the cheat code and then you still have some red flags, I'm out. I literally told you what I require. I literally laid it down. I gave you a blueprint, and for all you corporate workers, I gave you an outline, a PowerPoint. What is it? PowerPoint? A PowerPoint presentation.
Mhm.
All that. So I'm out. I'm not dealing with no. I'm not dealing with it. Like they said on the Oz. I don't want no bad news. I'm not dealing with it. I'm gone out of there quick. Cutoff game strong.
Are you a
And I want to
Cancer?
remind somebody in the chat too that said patience. Be careful with saying patience. I never say patience because I don't want because
And
God
if
will
we're
show
praying
you.
for patience,
Go ahead, Kyrie. Say
I
I
did
am
that
not
once.
praying for patience.
I did that once.
no,
It
I'm
was
not playing.
a mistake.
No, I don't want no part of patience. 'Cause God will show you. Oh, okay. Okay. Got you. And then start throwing stuff at you. I ain't playing no patience. It sounds good. Patience and kindness and love and admiration. Take the patience part out. Let's keep the rest. But let's dive into the next question, y'all, because time is getting spent. Do you believe that love can come at any age, which could ultimately lead to marriage?
I do. And I think that the older you are in most situations, the wiser you are And the more that you've grown and developed as a person, and the more you have refined yourself, almost like a diamond. And so the more you shine and the more you have to give. And there are people that are getting married. I have a family member that got married a couple years ago, and they're like in their 50s. Both the man and the woman are in their 50s, and one person had been like married before, and the other person hadn't been married. Um, and then I just recently heard a story yesterday about a man that was married for 30 something years. His wife recently passed away on a little around Thanksgiving of 2024. And oh boy is already having dates with people. Like
Hey,
he has
don't
more game than I have.
don't hate, Kyra. Don't hate. Don't hate. Don't hate,
I'm not
Kyra.
hating. I'm just saying that the opportunities are out there. And this particular
Mhm.
person, he's been married for 30 years. So I'd imagine he's either like in his 70s or possibly 80s. But he's putting himself out there and making himself available. So I think that love can come at any age and that it can lead to marriage.
I agree.
Kind
I
of on
totally
the
agree.
fence with that.
Yeah. How?
Um, I don't know. I feel like, after a certain age, some people get so stuck in their ways. They're just like, nah, dog, I'm not going to change who I am. And so,
Mm-hmm.
like you said, the older you get, the wiser you become. But at the same time, also the more stubborn you are. And you're just like,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to put up with nothing. If it doesn't quack the way I want it to quack, then I don't want nothing at all.
Mm.
And I can understand the concept, but at the same time, again, if you're saying no to everything that everybody does, oh, he looked at somebody and now I don't want to talk to him ever again. Maybe he knew the person, or maybe he was looking at the outfit. Like, we're not gonna just walk away immediately. That's where we're just gonna cut people off just that easy. I do. I think the older you get, the more stuck in your ways, and so you're not always so willing to be open. So I think you don't allow other people to love you or find love because you're 65 and you're like, he looks funny. He has a mole on his nose. I don't like it.
Mm.
Like, what? Okay, come on now. So I don't know. Yes and no. I'm on the fence.
I think it can come at any age. It just depends on where you are in life, how much wisdom you got, the company you keep, and what your faith looks like. Somebody could sweep you off your feet at the age of 18, and you can be married for 60 years. And the same thing can happen if you're 70. Somebody can sweep you off your feet. I mean, they might be looking for that 401k plan and your beneficiaries, like, but they can get you. You might think it's love, but you got to be ready. You got to be ready for it, fellas and ladies. You got to be ready.
I believe love can come at any age. Um, I believe you can get married at any age. Now would you ask me if I'm going I always pretty much voiced my opinion about this subject already, but for you guys, sure, get married when you're 90. That has nothing to do with it. But love can come at any age. I do believe there's not an age limit. You know what I'm saying? Two old people might be in a senior citizen home and they might be paying, so I don't know. And they might start liking each other. I don't know. So I do believe love can come at any age. But Kyra, before you tune in, I want to get this caller, then we're going to come back to you, Kyra. Caller, how you
I,
doing tonight? You are on live with Nuts and Bolts of Life. What do you have for us tonight?
Hey everyone. Hey everyone. Praying for California.
Thank you.
I just wanted to chime in on with the age factor, and everybody might not agree. Okay. So in some aspects, I do believe age matters, right? Because, most men these days say women lose value after they've had so many children or probably been divorced and things of that nature, right? And then as time progresses and you figure out what you want, you don't want, like, hey, I'm gonna date nobody or marry nobody that has children that's 5 years or younger, or, just little things like that you might not want to deal with at this age, my age, right? And then you have men that come along and say, hey, I don't have to deal with all of that with you. I could be with somebody younger that don't require as much, that don't have as much baggage and 4 kids or been divorced and things like that. So at my age, I think sometimes men can devalue you or make you feel like you're undeserving of the things that you require going forward when you're looking for a marriage and or a relationship. And so that makes the picking slim for you. And also the flip side of that, with age, I think you can get married even when you're older, no matter what age, because it depends on what you're looking for. Because if you like 85 and you know you're not gonna be intimate no more, you just want somebody to take the last walks through life with you, you know, and you able to find that, kudos to you.
Whoa, wait a minute, caller.
So,
wait a minute.
I don't know.
Hold on, caller. Wait a minute. 85, man. Obi still gonna be in there with the young lady.
I don't know now. I don't know. You know, you might not be doing the stinky leg no more. You know, it might be cute, but it ain't cute. You know, I don't know. But I think it's just like a double-edged sword when it comes to age versus being a woman. You know what I'm saying? Because I think for women, we get challenged a lot. So.
Gotcha.
Huh?
No, I'm saying we hear you. Kyra talking about my age or something. Kyra, what'd you say, Kyra?
I said you're 44. Give you 10 years. You'll see what
Kyra said
how things
something.
change.
What'd you say, Kyra? I can't hear you.
Come back in 10 years and answer that question again, Ed.
Certain age as a woman, you know, a lot of men just feel like you shouldn't require so much because, hey. But great show. Love you guys. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. Have a good day. Kyra, what do you think about the question that was posed?
From the caller?
The caller or the actual question. Either one. Shoot for it. Shoot from the hip.
We answered the one for the question that's posed. Can it come at any time already? But for the caller, I can definitely relate to her because I have heard older men say that they want something that's young and fine and slim in the waist, pretty in the face, and that older women may not always bring that to the table, and that older women have life experience, and sometimes men want to introduce these younger women to different things that they have never been exposed to traveling or nice restaurants or different things like that. And when you're an older woman, you have, in some cases, not all older women, but you have like experienced that, or you can take yourself to an expensive restaurant or different things like that. So I can definitely relate when she said that some men kind of discount older women and are looking for someone younger.
I would have to say that I think there are some women out there as well who are like, they like younger men. I think also saying that we are, because you've had a certain amount of kids, you know, like for me, I don't want to date someone who has a child under the age of 5. Like, I don't want to do newborn stage all over again. I don't want to do car seats. I mean, I do it because I'm a grandma, but that's optional. But I'm just saying, like, that's not something I want to deal with on a day-to-day basis. And I think we can have those same standards as well. It's not just for men. I think we as women can say, you have 20 baby mamas? Oh yeah, no, definitely. Or you got 6, you got 3, you got 2, you know, you got 2 baby mamas and 6 kids. Like, that's too many. I don't know. You know, I don't know what people be doing out there in them streets. I have 2 kids, 1 baby daddy. That's it. That's all. I'm just saying, there are people, do whatever you do. I mean, that might be fine. You know, some women might be like, I don't want that either. I don't know. And then that just means,
they won't.
That means you're not for me.
On,
you know? Right. But I mean, I think we as women also have those standards, and I think it's okay that we have them. And I think it's important that you know what you're willing to put up with. And then there's sometimes you get those surprises where you're like, I really like this person and they're the complete opposite of my standards. And
That part.
I'm willing, but that's something you're willing to
Mhm.
deal with. You're like, I'm okay with it. At first, I didn't think that's what I wanted, but yeah, he does have a newborn, and well, I just love the baby, and baby mama's cool, and you know, I don't know.
Abort mission. He got a newborn. Abort mission.
Completely, yes, of course, definitely do not. They are going to definitely get back together, but that's neither here nor there. My point is, people make changes in their standards. Sometimes you feel one way about one thing, and then surprise, this amazing person comes into your life, and you're like, that's it. Change my mind.
That's what I feel about Ed. I'm talking to third person. I think when Ed come in your life, you're like, oh man, this amazing person that came into my life.
Yep, I am him. I am him.
I am him. Come on, Obi. I am him. So before Obi, we got one more question. Obi gonna read the chat in a second. Hey, y'all, make sure y'all click in, like, share, and subscribe to this podcast. Again, click the like button. That's the thumbs up. Look for the thumbs up, everybody. Right now, I need to see them clicks. I need to see them likes right now. Right now, hit them likes. Share, and subscribe, everyone. Obi, read
read two quick comments.
Your last question.
All right, one quick comment says, I think God equips you for your person when you are both ready. And I truly believe that. Both of y'all got to be ready. And the last comment I'm going to read for the night says, never let a man or anyone devalue you. But as people, we have to understand that we all have older people baggage that takes our value down automatically.
Agreed.
And I think everybody, depending on their situation, got some type of baggage. Even if they don't have kids, you got some type of baggage, whether it's mental, emotional. Everybody got some type of baggage. If you ever been through anything, you got some baggage. Go ahead.
Okay, so the last question of the night is, what do you believe would change after marriage? Or if anything, what do you believe would change after marriage?
Besides my last name?
Go ahead, preacher.
Come on, preacher. Let's go. Let her cook. Go ahead.
No, I'm just kidding. Somebody else go. So this is just kidding.
And I'm just speaking on just for me, and I think your thought process changes because you have a lot to be responsible for. And we as men, we are responsible for a lot. But once you get married, you have to think about everything: kids, stepkids, grandkids, life, cars, yard, house, finances, vacations. It's a lot.
But I think if you have the right spouse, like even though you have that responsibility, they're willing to share that responsibility. That the right spouse would be willing to share that responsibility, so you don't feel the weight by yourself, right? Mm-hmm. Ideally.
And I think too, to piggyback off you, Evelyn, the right spouse will help motivate you, encourage you, push you, sow a seed into you. So all those things might happen after marriage with the right spouse. Mm-hmm. Put that out there, and it'll help you to get greatness. If you got a business, they help you build the business. They help you, so whatever it is, they're gonna be constantly doing this and constantly doing this. Let's go, Obi! Woo! You know what I'm saying? And something you might not had before. So that's just my opinion.
Definitely.
I think the bond will change after the marriage. That it grows stronger, especially, and I think that trials and tribulations will change also, because sometimes there might be things that make you want to walk away, and being able to look back on the love that was the foundation, and the commitment that y'all made and the covenant that you all made will help you stay and get stronger.
I also think you'll think about your trials and tribulations differently, like within your own, like your personal family, or shall I say your immediate family. You used to do them by yourself. Now you have someone there to help you, mm-hmm. to guide you, give you different advice that you would have taken or done differently. I think that's also there. I think there's a lot that'll change when you get married besides your last name. But I think it's also For some people, it matures them. It makes their mindset differently. Like I said, you deal with challenges differently now because you have someone to throw your ideas out there, someone to build you, to support you. You don't have to go to the movies by yourself if you don't want to, all those little things. There's different avenues that will change after marriage. So if you're doing it for the right reasons and you're doing it together, I think it'll be the best change and not necessarily a change that's you're going to regret later. As long as you got God in your marriage, it'll definitely.
And I wanted to add something, not to be negative, but to be realistic on something that will not change. Like if you are marrying someone that is currently putting their hands on you, that is not going to change because y'all got married. If you are marrying somebody that is verbally, physically, mentally abusive to you, that is disrespecting you, talking down to you, do not be fooled and think that by marrying this man or woman that they are going to change once y'all hop the broom, say I do, the rice is thrown, or the bubbles are blown. Be careful who you enter into that covenant with.
That's definitely a red flag.
That's good.
Like the biggest red flag.
So this is how we're going to end this thing. So we're going to have Evelyn do her final thoughts of what you thought about the show. And then Obi, when you go, I would like you to read the comments. We're not really going to discuss the comments, but I would like you still to read the last couple of comments.
Okay, I will.
When you do your final thoughts, and then Kyra do her final thoughts, and I'll do mine, and we'll be out of here. So Evelyn, it's on you. What is your final thoughts about this topic? Not the question, but the whole topic of the show.
The whole topic. I think we need to make sure that we, as a community, think about revaluing, putting the value back into marriage. I think we need to stop belittling marriage. Definitely notice a red flag before you get married. Don't just marry any and everybody just to check the box, like Kyra said. Find that person that is right for you. Put God first in your marriage at all times. Communication is key, transparency, and love.
All right.
Thank you.
I'll jump to the comments real quick. One commenter says she imagines that some things will change if she got married, like sharing space and learning to navigate each other's habits, but she thinks the love and connection that brought them together will remain the same. One commenter says everything changes with marriage. You were two people becoming one. You grow perfectly together and people grow and change. That's how marriage works. One commenter says, I think having a partner enhances one another as you're both growing. One person says, what should change is the fact that two people should be happier. Remember, marriage is a duty, very much like a job. It will bring value to you as long as you dedicate your life to it and all that you have. Last commenter says that marriage solidifies who you are to one another. Marriage is her goal, and she prayed that God delivers. It's gonna come. It's gonna come, girl. It's gonna come. For me, great show, great panelists. Evelyn, you was all right tonight. You was all right. See, Ed told me that you was shy and you weren't gonna say nothing, but you came out firing. You came out blazing. I'm glad you was here. Glad you was here.
Thank you. Thank you.
That's good. Kyra.
I thought it was a good show, and I was just reflecting and typing in the comment, but the more that we have these conversations and discussions, the more it gets kind of ingrained in us, and the more we start thinking about it, and the more we look at, like earlier I was saying, I have a lot more examples of divorce than people that are in marriage, but like with communication and conversation can come mind shift. And so like just viewing things from different perspectives. So after reflecting on the show, while today I say, I'm cool if I never get married, things might change from, in a couple months or whatever. So, appreciated having Evelyn on the show. Represent Cali. And I thought just overall it was a great show.
Thank you, Kyra. Appreciate it. Thank you for being a friend.
No,
Okay,
absolutely not. No.
Hey, y'all, I want to thank everybody for coming on. We had some new people come on. Thank y'all for coming on tonight. We had new people in the chat. We got new people who subscribe. We got new people every week. Yeah, man, y'all showing us love. We appreciate it. We hit that 200 milestone. So yeah, y'all, we gotta get to that 400. Let's get to that 4 ball. All right, let's get to that 400. And to put a button on this topic, do you feel like your clock is ticking on getting married? Listen, y'all, your clock is only ticking if you feel like it's ticking. You never know what God has in store for you, and I think we all have expressed our thoughts about that in this podcast throughout this hour-long show. So it's not necessarily your clock is ticking. If you won't get married, get married. Say a prayer, go out, find you a little boo thing and do your thing. All right. Hey, don't let me influence you not to do it when you get 55. Eddie Ed is saying, no, I was kidding. Who knows what God happened to me? But seriously, y'all, if y'all want to be on the next show, you can reach out to myself. You can email me, or you can reach out to Sheena Nicole on Facebook. Somebody said they don't like the way I say Facebook. Now you can reach out to Sheena Nicole on Facebook, or you can email me at eddieed30@gmail.com. Also, we look for sponsors. If you like to be a sponsor, or if you like to advertise, like for us to advertise your business, you can reach out to Sheena Nicole on Facebook, or you can reach out to me, Edmund Chapman, eddieed30@gmail.com. All right. Holla's your boy. Reach out to me. Check me out. I got you. If you want to be on the podcast, I got you. We always looking for new guests every single week, y'all. Every single week, we're always looking for new guests to come on. We like new perspective. We like new thought process. Evelyn gave us a whole new thought process tonight, and we love that. Again, reach out to us. But we out of here, y'all. This has been an awesome sauce show. I loved it. I enjoyed it thoroughly. And like I say, every single week that we on the show, I love you. I truly do love you. God loves you. Go out. What the heck was that? Go out and be great artists. Peace out, y'all.
That's for you, Evelyn. That's for you, Evelyn.
Hey.
They put in the comments that the Cowboys didn't make it to the playoffs. I'm just saying
I know.
that.
I meant to